Bill of exchange is nothing but it is a document which is signed by the maker directing a person to pay a certain amount to some other person. Right? A person or a party, a maker is directing a party to pay a certain amount to the other party. So this is bill of exchange. The document which is used here is bill of exchange. There are two types of transactions. One is cash based transactions and the other one is credit based transactions. So cash based transactions, there is no problem, everything is transparent here in cash based transactions. So once the seller sells the product, immediately the buyer also will do the payment. So there is no risk of payments or there is no lag in payments, immediate spot payments will be done here. But coming to credit based transactions, credit based transactions are if the seller if the seller sells the product but the buyer will do the payment later. After some period of time, buyer will do the payments. So those transactions are credit based transactions. So in order to safeguard, but doing cash transactions there is no risk. But coming to credit based transactions are totally risk involved. So maybe the payment may be done or may not be done. So if the payment is not done, who will be in loss here? Definitely the seller will be the loser here. So in order to safeguard this credit based transactions, in order to make the buyer liable to pay the amount, bill of exchange came into existence. So let us see this with an example. Here there are two parties here, A and B. A is a seller, B is purchaser or buyer. Right. A has sold a product to B or A has transferred the goods to B where B is yet to do the payment. So B accepted. So there is an agreement between this A and B that B will do the payment after a period of 1 month. So now this is credit based transaction. So A is selling the products but B is doing the payment after 1 month. So this is credit based transactions. So at that point of time, according to accounting terminology, A is called as creditor and B is called as debtor. B is called as debtor. Right. A to be in safe position or to safeguard the payment to be received from B, right? A will issue a bill to B to make B bound to pay the amount or to make B liable to do the payment. Right? A will issue a bill to B so that B will become liable to do the payment to A. So this is called as bill of exchange. So bill of exchange will make the purchaser to be liable to do the payment to the seller here. So now at this point of time, he is called as, in bill of exchange, he is called as drawer. A is called as drawer and B is called as drawee. B is called as drawee here. So in general what happens? In general there are two parties in bill of exchange, but sometimes there may be a third party also who is called as payee. Payee. What this drawer will do? Drawer is directing this drawee to do the payment to some other party. Sometimes the payment may be done to some other party who is called as payee. So drawee has taken goods from drawer, so that drawee has to pay the amount to drawer in generally. Then drawer is only considered as payee. The person who is receiving the amount is called as payee. So drawer and payee may be the same person, but sometimes drawer may be different and payee may be different. Drawer may direct drawee to pay the amount to some other person who is called as payee. Sometimes some other person may receive the amount. Right. So this is the whole process which goes in bill of exchange. So in this bill of exchange also there are few essential elements which are to be followed to make that valid. So first one is written mode. It should be, this bill should be in written mode, and payment for the future. Whenever the payment is done in the future, then only bill of exchange will be there. Right. Payment will be done in the future. Payment by the purchasers will be done in the future. Next one, it is unconditional. It should be unconditional. What is unconditional? There should be no conditions. For example, B has taken goods from A. Right. If B gets profits only, then B B says that if I only get profits out of the goods which I have taken from A, then only I will do the payment. That is condition. Whenever B is taking goods from A, B is having one condition saying that if I get profits out of the goods taken from A, then only I will do the payment to A. That is condition. So in that condition, A will be the loser. So in order to eradicate that, right, this is unconditional. Bill of exchange should be unconditional, whether B gets profit or not. It should be unconditional. The payment should be done to A. In the same way, signature should be there, and it should be monetary. The dealing should be monetary. It should not be exchanged. The goods should not be exchanged with the other goods. The goods should be exchanged only with money, right? Nothing but it is monetary. Certain time. The time should be certain. The time period of payment may be 1 month, or maybe on March 10th March payment, 10th March. In that way, the time should be certain. The same way, stamp. The stamp should be there. The stamp of the seller should be there on the bill of exchange to make it valid. So these are all the essential elements which are to be followed while issuing a bill of exchange or to make it valid. So this is bill of exchange.